Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dental Voice, Season 2 with Zyris. My name is Rolando Mia, and today we have, I believe, our first dental assistant. Her name is Marieann Meringolo, and she's with One Manhattan Dental. So the purpose of Dental Voice is to hear directly from clinicians, and these clinicians are not just dentists, are not just associates of the doctors and all. It's also the dental assistants, it's the hygienists, office patients. And today, I'm really excited to understand Marieann's experience as well as kind of the things that she's experiencing. Thank you for joining us. How are you, Marieann?
Thank you, Rolando. I'm great, and I'm really happy to be here with you today.
Awesome. So I want to get right into it, and I want to ask, as a dental professional, you are in an office and you're basically working in every single thing that your dentist, Dr. Sclafani, is doing, as well as potentially helping other dentists in the office. Um, with the advent of COVID, all sorts of unknowns all of a sudden came in. How are you navigating through that, and how are you feeling about it?
Well, to be honest, I'm really feeling okay about it. I feel like we're really doing a great service for our patients. With my doctor, Dr. Sclafani, and the other doctors here, Dr. Ramundi, and the staff, we all were staying connected during this time of COVID. So coming into it, I knew that I was going to be in a really safe environment, and they were also sending emails to our patients. So I knew our patients knew what we were doing ahead of time. So when they were coming here, most of them felt really comfortable. So, that was a really helpful thing, that we stayed in touch with them and then they stayed in touch with us. So everyone was on board with that.
That's so cool. I love the fact that you stay connected. What about that communication made you or reassured you that everything was going to be, okay? How, beyond just staying connected, what was it that they told you or that you heard about it?
Well, I knew that we were getting air filters for the whole office that were covering more than they needed to feel safe. So the air was going to be clean. In fact, on my first day coming to work, I felt like the air was like, it felt different. I actually got, it's called a molecule, and I actually got one for my apartment because I was so impressed with how it felt and breathing clean air. And I knew that they did all the research and I trusted them. So it was a really cool thing. So it's also one of the things I tell the patients when they come into the operatory. I point it out and I let them know that this is really made for 650 square feet. But we have we're working in 150 square feet worth of space. So it's above and beyond, and they've gotten like 18 of these for the whole office. So yeah, I feel like the patient ends up feeling really safe here. And if anyone has come in with apprehension, they leave feeling like, oh my God, this was like an amazing experience.
And you, no apprehension?
I'm a New Yorker, and I don't let anything really get to me like that. And so I really felt okay. I felt safe. I felt like, I take care of myself. Even before COVID, if I was around anyone that's sick, I take care of myself. I protect myself. And I knew we were coming in above and beyond with the PPE. So I wear the KN95 and the level 3 mask over it, and then I'll wear a face shield, and I have a gown and the gloves and scrub cap, so it's I feel very protected here.
Awesome. So that's I love the kind of the feeling, because we've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot of feedback, a little different from that. And that feedback is that dental assistants, office teams, and all are not having the same experience. If anything, they're struggling a little bit because they don't feel comfortable with the environment there, and they don't necessarily agree. How is that different with One Manhattan Dental, and how how were you all able to come together so so strongly about that and work through it?
Well, again, I have to give credit to our doctors, Dr. Sclafani and Dr. Ramundi, for really doing their homework, for going above and beyond to have a successful practice, to let their patients know that it's going to be a great environment here, and also to the staff, So I just trusted them, and all the reading I've done on it, I know we went above and beyond. So I'm really not afraid. And I guess, if other practices could learn from this to do more of their homework, to really give the staff what they need, to give the patients what they need, so they know they're coming into an environment that is healthy. And, we do the social distancing in our waiting room. We have like every other seat you to not sit in. But pretty much we tell the patients, come on time. We get them right into the room, so there's really no lag time where they are waiting in our waiting room. And again, it's communication. We tell the patients, don't come early, don't come late, come right on time. So, and they've pretty much been compliant with that. So that's how we're making it work. It's all about communication. And it's, if there's any issues, we talk about it. It's about feeling, not feeling afraid to talk to my boss, my doctor. We're a team. And if every office worked like that as a team, it would be really successful. And patients sense that. They know, if there's good vibes going on or not. So I think, we have that, and we have rapport with our patients. We treat them really like family. We care about them. It's not just, a number. Patients are coming in because they know we care about them, their dental health, and them as a person.
I love the treating them as a family. I love the context of communication. What advice would you give other people who are struggling right now with that?
I would say, if you're not, as a dental assistant, if you're working in an environment where you don't feel safe and you don't feel like you have that communication, I would, build up the confidence to speak to your doctor. If you feel like you can't open his or her eyes up to what's really going on, have them watch an interview like this, with you guys, what you're doing, educating people, and say, it's a new world, and we have to treat it that way, and we have to grow from this, and know, like, no one's above anybody else, and we're all in this together. And, just to be that person, say, listen, this is my life, this is your life, this is our patients' lives, and we care. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to take care of people and each other.
That's cool. Really appreciate that. And it's a great thing. Muster up the courage.
Yeah, the courage. Yeah,
and
exactly.
basically show them that. Let me ask you this. You mentioned you're having to put on all sorts of additional PPE and the gowns and all that type of stuff. What is your experience around that? How are you feeling with regard to, coming in with, totally covered? What's that like so far?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was weird. I felt a little smothered. It felt hot. So I was trying on different masks. There was one, I'm like, there's no way I can work with this. And I'm just like, Dr. Sclafani, I can't work with this. So we tried different masks that I felt comfortable that I could work with, because I'm like, I have to breathe. I have to be able to function. So it was kind of through trial and error to see, what worked. And so anyway, in the beginning, I felt a little tired after work. It was getting used to that. Not when you're wearing that much covering, it doesn't feel as easy to breathe. But I think your body adjusts, and I feel like I have. And now when I work, I feel so protected. I have the mask I feel is great, 2 masks I wear, and then I wear a face shield, which I feel really, really protected. And to be honest, I never used to wear a face shield. And, there's been a couple of times where like I see the splatter coming on my shield, and I'm so grateful I'm wearing that. I always wore goggles, but now that I have the face shield, it's great. And I love wearing the gown too, because there's never anything where I'm like, if I was ever just like, oh, suction from here, because I don't want anything to get on me. Now I'm really in it, and I don't care. It's like I'm just like I'm here to do my job. I don't worry about my hair getting messed up. It's covered, so it's great. So I really feel like I get into my job even more.
Oh, so it sounds like, first of all, like anything new, there was an adjustment period,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're hot, you're putting all sorts of stuff on, and you're like, holy cow, this is crazy. But like anything, you adapt to it, and actually, it sounds like it's enabling you to even be more engaged and do your craft even better. I mean, are you experiencing that? Did I catch that?
I You did. I feel that way. I feel like I can just get into it, and it's yeah, just do what I'm meant to do here.
Now, are you experiencing a a distance from your patient? Because before you could, as the dental assistant, your engagement with the patient is throughout the entire process. We've heard that with all this on, all of a sudden, you lose that. Do you feel that you're losing some of the touch or the resonance with your patients, or what's that experience like?
I really don't. I feel like people come in and they're looking at us to find comfort and to feel
Mm.
safe, and I feel like we're really offering that. And it's funny. We're wearing all the PPE here, and the patient is finally like, I could take my mask off. Like, oh my God, they feel like this is the first place I took my mask off. I'm so happy. They're so used to
I don't
wearing.
like it.
Yeah, so they're like, I could, yeah, so there's a sense of freedom for them. But yeah, it's opened up even bigger conversations for us to engage in. I love talking with my patients. I love making them feel safe. I love making them, if just knowing that they're in great hands. And I tell them, I said, it's like you're in a great place here, and there's really nothing to worry about. And patients have become my friends, and it's really really wonderful.
And I feel it. And you mentioned earlier on, if there's dissonance or if there's a funky vibe in it, if you didn't believe that and you were telling your patients that, they'd kind of be sitting back going, all right, wait a minute, you're feeding me a lot of crap over here.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's not. So you do. That's awesome. That is so cool.
yeah,
So, from a technological perspective, aerosols.
yeah.
Everybody is talking about aerosols,
Hmm.
aerosols, and you mentioned that you have the air cleaners. How how are you separating what I'm going to call all of the crap that's being kicked out about aerosols and how they can, whatever, do all sorts of crazy things, and then reality? How do you see, and how are you balancing what to believe in and then what to just, you know, not?
Well, as far as believing it or not, I feel like we have to act as if there's it's dangerous, and that it can affect us. We didn't work that way in the past, but dentistry, honestly, we're always disinfecting, and we're always treating a patient as if you could get something, but maybe more casually. And now we're just following the protocol, and I think that's the way to go, because there's still so much that we don't know. So I do feel safe, like I said, with the molecule air filters, and then when we're working on patients, we're using the isolites, which are sucking, keeping the aerosols out of the room, and getting with that type of suction. So that's really really helpful too.
Had you used our system before, prior to this whole COVID thing and everything?
No, no. And in fact, when in one of our Zoom calls that we did with the doctors before we came back to work, we all watched a video about it. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that, because it looks like really invasive to the patient. And I was like, what about, I don't think anyone's going to want that in their mouth. Well, lo and behold, we are using it on our patients. And to be honest, they're loving it. I mean, it sounds weird to say they're loving it, but the cool thing is it's all about presentation. So Dr. Sclafani is really great about communicating with them, and and I am too. So he places it actually in the patient's mouth. We show it to them first, and he's like, listen, this is a new device we're using. Patients are really loving it. I think you're going to love it too. It may feel a little weird at first, but actually what you're doing is you're going to be biting down as opposed to staying open. So it's helping your jaw. So patients like, okay. And then we put it in their mouth and then we're doing our procedures. And first of all, they don't have to get up to rinse or anything like that. So we're able to get our job done a little more efficiently. And then at the end of the appointment, we're like, well, what'd you think? And they're like, I liked it. We have patients. I had a patient actually just yesterday, and Dr. Sclafani was explaining to her, he's like, oh, we have this new device. She's like, oh, is that the thing that makes my jaw not hurt? Because she had a hygiene appointment, so she was already with the hygienist, so she knew about it. And we're like, yeah. She's like, oh, I love that thing. So it's like, it's really great. And I was talking with one of our hygienists earlier today. I said, do you have any pointers? And she's like, my patients are saying, next visit, I want you to use that on me. So it's really a win-win for everybody.
Oh, first of all, thank you for that. I am really curious because thank you for explaining that. A lot of the dental assistants are a little apprehensive about the system because it does retraction, it evacuates, it's doing that. How are you feeling about it in the patient, and how is it affecting how you're able to do or what you're doing with doctor?
Yeah, well, there are times when I'm still suctioning while the isolite is in.
Yeah.
If it's a big amalgam we're removing or cutting off crown or, things that could fly around. But then there's other times when I don't need to suction. So I'm able to step away and get things set up that maybe I would have to wait to do till we're done. So I'm able to just be more efficient, to be honest. Yeah.
That is cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. What other technologies? Yeah, what other technologies have you been introduced to in this whole time, and that you're finding you're like, holy cow, that's awesome?
Other technologies. Trying to think. You're throwing me now because now
you're throwing me. I love your accent. I grew up in Jersey, so I feel like I'm like.
And my Long Island just came out. Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, this like you're introduced to different things, like the molecule. I love the fact that you're like, you know what? I'm getting one of these from me. And you brought that home. So are you seeing anything?
Yeah, the other thing we're doing just to make it easier communication in our office is instead of the hygienist coming in to say, I have an exam, that we're using the system called Weave, where they can communicate through the computer system. So then I could say, I'll show Dr. Sclafani, oh, the hygienist needs an exam, and he just says, say okay, so I do that, and so it just makes everything flow a lot easier. So that's been a great thing we've added to the practice too.
That's cool. And you've recently opened, and it sounds like you're busy. You're getting a lot of patients.
We are busy. We're busy. Yeah, definitely.
And what's really cool too is there's a lot of talk of other practices that are either maybe not opening or still struggling. You are going gangbusters, if I understand. Is that correct? We
are. Yeah, and it's all because we did the homework. And we put it out there that we were doing that, letting the patients know that they are going to be taken care of. So I think it's paid off.
That is so awesome. So have you always wanted to be a dental assistant?
So the way I've been a dental assistant for many years, I'll say since I'm 16 years old. I mean, I've had
about 10 years, 15 years?
Yeah, exactly. So where I grew up on Long Island. Long Island. I was a mother's helper to a family. There was the dentist and the wife was the hygienist, and their practice was part of the home. So I was always there, and with being a mother's helper to their child. And they sold their practice, and another dentist came in, and because I was always there, I knew the staff. He's like, would you like a job? And I'm like, sure. So he trained me to be a dental assistant. I loved it. I went to school for it. But, and I actually thought maybe I'll be a dentist because I love teeth. I love, the art and science of it. It's really great. But I have another passion, and that's singing. So I was able to incorporate both into my world. So I'm also a professional singer. And yeah, and the way that happens with me here, that I'm able to do it, I kind of would work a lot of temp jobs and not settle into an office so much. But when I used to temp with Dr. Sclafani many years ago, we kept wishing we worked together. And then an opportunity came about where he needed someone, and he's like, you're my first choice if you want the job. And I'm like, I'd love the job. I said, but what about my singing? He's like, well, I'll get a temp when you're not here. So he's been amazing. He supports my singing career, and we just have a great rapport here. So it makes everything work.
So that's so cool because you clearly have a passion for caring for your patients, for dentistry. You can definitely tell, but you have another passion, which is, do you ever sing to your patients? Do you ever, especially if they're especially freaky, or do you kind of give them a little bit of a lullaby so that they can just kind of, okay.
Every now and then, I will sing to a patient. I remember one patient, he actually stood up and he starts videotaping me. And he begged me. He's like, please just sing a song. And I'm like, okay, shut the door. I'm not going to just sing. And I did it for him. And then, the cool thing is I have patients that I don't really sing here, but they'll come to my shows and they support me. And it's really amazing, really amazing.
It sounds like you're able, the work-life balance, and you're able to incorporate two things that you clearly really enjoy and love doing, and it's working. And it's, again, Dr. Sclafani, does he wear a cape or something? What's up with? Does he have a big S on his chest? And he pulls it open because he's like, exactly. He sounds like he's way awesome. I don't know about that.
He's awesome. I actually call him MacGyver because there's never a case that comes in that he cannot solve. To be honest, I mean, really, he's amazing.
So. That is so cool. So it sounds like when it comes to, COVID is going to be with us pretty much forever.
Yeah.
And, as much as you want to kind of dismiss it or put it to the side, it's not. So it's going to be with us. It's going to change the landscape of dentistry. It's going to change the landscape of, I mean, even in your performing as you go sing, because when you look, entertainment industry is not considered essential, where dentistry now, you can see it more and more people are discovering. I mean, oral health is tied directly to the health of the person. How do you see this affecting it going forward? What are some of the things that you believe are going to happen right now with regard to COVID and how it's going to affect what you're doing?
Well, I think, the way we're practicing right now is going to be the standard going forward, whether we have a vaccine or not. I just feel like this is the new standard for practicing dentistry. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, I think it's actually a good thing. I think everyone should be protected, whether it's COVID or something else. We know we're going to be protected no matter what. As far as the rest of our lives, I mean, I hope we're not always going around having to wear a mask. I mean, I hope it gets to the point where we could, go through life not needing to be 6 feet apart from each other and not being afraid of people. I mean, that part makes me feel really sad. I feel sad for Manhattan. I love my city. I miss performing. I miss going to see my friends perform. I miss going to restaurants. Those things are essential to me, and I'm praying, everything comes back to some sense of normalcy for all of us. So, we're meant to thrive and support each other and live life. And so I'm praying that we get to that place,
That is so cool. And that the sentiment, the feeling behind that is real. And I totally, as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I've been home for 5 months, and
Mhm.
I love going out and meeting people, and I love meeting you because this,
Oh,
we get to do that. But that's so
love
cool.
meeting you
So,
too.
so if you were to sum this up, for the viewers out there, for people who are going to be seeing this, and Dental Voice
Mhm.
attracts not just clinicians, lots of folks. How would you kind of put this together, and what's the message that you'd like to get to other clinicians, other dental assistants, doctors, the patients,
Yeah,
people watching this? What's the message you'd like to get to them?
I'd say the message is for all of us is to be authentic no matter what. If you need to express yourself, express yourself. If you're in a situation where you're not happy, life is too short. Get out of it and find an office that supports your beliefs. If you don't feel safe there, and you feel the doctor is just cutting corners and not keeping his patients safe, not keeping the staff safe, just trying to make money, go to another office. Don't limit yourself, and know that you can create your own reality. And the way I did with telling Dr. Sclafani, like, I didn't know I could have a singing career and a dental career. But because I spoke up and was shared who I was authentically, I can make that happen. So
Yeah,
everyone can make that happen as long as you believe that. So just be positive, go through life knowing that anything is possible.
I love that. Knowing anything is possible. So I need to know:
Yeah.
Are you
Hmm.
a professional dental? Are you a professional? Are you a dental professional
I'm a
who
dental.
happens to love singing, or are you a professional singer who happens to love dentistry?
Well, I guess, okay, the best way to answer that is when I'm on stage, I'm a professional singer who is a dental assistant. When I'm here, I'm a professional dental assistant who's a professional singer too. So there.
Oh, wait a minute! Holy cow! Oh my goodness! So I have to ask because I'm also a performer. I play violin. I've sung in
Oh,
choirs. I've done a lot of theater. Can you tell?
and no, unless you were playing your instrument, I wouldn't know.
Well, it's just. Would you be open to sharing some, or if I was a freaked out patient right now, and you could tell, and I said, I don't know, Marieann, I'm kind of freaking out here. Uh, could you share something? What would you sing to me to make me feel just a little bit better and bring a little joy to my
Oh,
life and experience that I'm having?
you're
Would you be?
you're really good. All right. Um, whew. I guess I would sing this. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. And may you stay forever young. Forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young.
Holy crap!
Oh,
That was good.
thank you.
1 second. All right. Thank you, Marieann. That was, there's a lot going on, and why did that hit me? Hold on. Okay, I'll settle.
Because we're all going through something, and we're tapping it. I think what COVID has done is opened us up to something more important, and it kind of slowed us down a little bit to make us aware of what's important and what isn't. So it's kind of shaken things off that we thought we needed, and we don't need them. We can just be honest.
Dude, you got me. You're the first person who's ever gotten me. So well done to you. Well said too. Hey, everybody. If people had questions for you or whatever, please send them to us. We're more than happy to get them to Marieann, and we'll make sure that you do that. Or they can go out to
You
One
know,
Manhattan.
One
Go
Manhattan,
ahead.
or you can actually, if you wanted to, look me up on Facebook too. I'd respond that messenger. I don't know if that's a way to respond to people, but
That is awesome. That is awesome. First of all, thank you so much for sharing what you're doing. Thank you so much for just being so direct about things and the way you see things. It's wonderful. And again, all joking aside, with Dr. Sclafani, Dr. Ramundi, and the team, it's awesome to hear the things that you all are doing, and it's all together, and you definitely see that. I absolutely loved the sentiment behind your song, and I wish, look at this. I might have to move to New York.
Aw.
So very interesting to be doing my thing.
Aw,
That is so
you like
awesome.
Aw.
But it's that. So thank you for that. Please, those of you, if you have any questions, go to Marieann's Facebook or send them to us and we'll get them. Check out the One Manhattan Dental site. If you like the content of this, please share it. If you have questions for us or you'd like to see anything else, please let us know. Marieann, you are an exceptional person. I love having had an opportunity. I might have to kiss Dr. Scafani on the face, not that way for introducing us, but and okay, how about this? You can kiss him on the face and Dr. Monday, and then you can tell it from me.
It's his birthday today too.
No way! Well,
Happy birthday, Dr. Sclafani.
It's his birthday, and he didn't say nothing.
He said nothing.
Holy cow! Oh, maybe we'll just start singing him "Happy Birthday." We'll go get him. I don't want to embarrass him. He doesn't sound like the kind who would do that. But well, awesome! Happy birthday, Dr. Scafani. So thank you so much for everything you're doing. Please stay safe, and maybe sometime later in the future, as we get further into this, would you be open to joining us again and sharing continuation of your journey and how things are going?
Absolutely. Thank you. Of course.
Awesome.
Yeah. You're wonderful. Really. Thank you.
Excellent. Your message about we're all going through it. Yeah. And that's so true. And I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done. And thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a great weekend.
You too,
You're
Rolando.
awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.